Hi everyone, and welcome to the KX Country Clubhouse. I am Toph with the guitar shredding Lindsay Ell. Good morning. Hello there.
Good morning. It's so good to see you. It's been forever, Toph.
You know what?
I'm so grateful to see a human face.
Honestly, you know what? I was thinking, the last time this Calgarian walked through the doors at KX 94.7, it seems like forever. I mean, I was going through the office this morning. I don't know if you can see this. This is the first time.
Yeah, look at that thing.
Hey.
That was 3 years ago.
Honestly, man, and Lindsay, it's been a treat, Lindsay, just to watch your career explode over the years. Honestly, it's been a lot of fun to watch. I know you're busy. You've got the second album. We're going to talk about that in a moment, but I want to talk about you as a person first. You've achieved what most artists aspire to do their entire career. And you're such a positive driven person with exceptional work ethic. I mean, second to none. Where do you get those traits from?
For sure, my parents, they raised me to just know that hard work never gets underlooked. I have the most incredible parents and older brother, and they just had such a supportive environment growing up, and I just always knew that I could do anything if I put my mind to it. Like truly, if I put my mind to something, I'll figure it out. I'll make it happen. And so, I moved to Nashville 10 years ago, which feels like yesterday. And I've just been like working every single minute to, fulfill my dreams that I've had ever since I was a little girl. And so it feels like I'm just getting started, but I'm very grateful to have some pretty cool things happen in the past few years.
Well, honestly, you're an inspiration to a lot of people, and especially with the new album coming out. I mean, honestly, Lindsay, I saw this from People magazine come out. It's kind of wanky there with the thing, but for people who haven't seen this, by all means, pick it up. Shame has no power. Strong words, and what you've done with this album and the message behind it is short of extraordinary. It's unbelievable.
Thank you.
Let's talk about the album a bit. Heart Theory drops August 14th.
It does.
It's so exciting. As a matter of fact, we're doing a KX New Music Weekend that coincides with the album dropping, so we're really excited about that.
That's amazing. Thank you so much.
Oh man, it's our pleasure. Like I always say to the artists, just keep it coming, all right? We need you guys. We love you guys.
Done and done.
The first single, Want Me Back, with Kane Brown co-wrote. Tell us a bit about that.
I'm so excited about this song. This is the first song Kane and I ever wrote together. We wrote it with our friends Matt and Lindsay Rums in Nashville. And I walked into the writing room that day and Kane was like, Lindsay, I want to write a song for the women. And I'm like, Kane, you're preaching to the choir.
Done.
And this is actually Kane's first outside cut as an artist, which is really exciting. And I'm honored to have that. And we really just wanted to write a song about like stepping into your own inner power again, like finding that newfound confidence and that is within all of us. Just sometimes we lose sight of it for whatever reason throughout life. And so I think it's just a song that you can really kind of connect with that thing inside of you again. And it's been so cool to see the initial reaction to the song. Like I've had so many girls reach out and be like, I wish I could send this song to my boyfriend from high school. And it's been fun.
Well, that's the inspiration behind your inspiration to so many people. Is there anything behind the capital A in Want?
Yes.
Okay.
So everything about this project has been so fun to put together. I just have really gotten like deeper levels creatively with every aspect of it. And so when you look at the track listing of the record, there's a hidden message with all of the capital letters.
Really? Interesting. Yeah. Okay, well, I'll get to the way the tracks are listed on the album, on the record, but I also wanted to talk about your collab with Tucker Bethard, who has the hardest last name to pronounce in the industry.
I know.
But sorry.
Difficult. No, Tucker's been so sweet, and he asked me to play on his song "Faithful" with him. I'm such a fan of that song, and have seen him play it live. And so we wanted to do a cool version together. And so I was just grateful that he asked me to be a part of that.
Yeah, I saw the video. Very, very powerful, very moving. Really, really good stuff. Okay, so back to the album. The album explores the 7 stages of grief, which kind of ties into everything that you're, releasing and after holding back all these years.
Yeah.
So incredible idea, like outside the box, like, wow. Whose idea was to put every song in that order? Like, how did all that kind of come about?
It was definitely mine. I was about halfway through writing this record when I realized I'm writing these songs in order of how I'm feeling them right now. And how cool would it be to write an album around the 7 stages of grief? Now, the 7 stages of grief is just one way to articulate the process of how we as human beings move through these transformative times of our lives. And transformative times can be anything from getting out of a breakup to losing a loved one, to losing a job, to going through a global pandemic. I mean, we go through moments of transformation throughout our lives constantly. And the 7 stages of grief is just one way of saying you need to feel a bunch of different emotions before you can fully process and move on and let go from something like that.
And start healing.
And start healing. And so I was like, how cool would it be to write a record in order from track 1 of the first stage being shock, through shock, denial, anger, all of them in order to track 12 being in the last stage of grief of acceptance. And you can see the full arc of the record. And so that's what I did. And you can hear, when you listen to the record top to bottom, you can hear me slowly unravel.
That's, you know what, it's unbelievable how you've done this. Have you ever thought about being a life coach?
Hey, I love all that stuff. I'm a nerd about it. That's what I read for fun. And so maybe I can just marry a life coach, and then we can, that could be my side hustle.
That's funny. Okay, I wanted to talk about your foundation, the Make You movement, and the song Make You that ties into it. Can you tell us a bit about that, please?
Yes. So Make You is the first song I've released about my story as a little girl. And it wasn't until I went to a place called Youth for Tomorrow, which is an organization here in the States, who deals with kids who have been victims of sex trafficking and rape aged 12 to 18. And the day I spent at that campus was just so eye-opening in so many ways. And I left that place that day knowing that if I didn't talk about my story at this point in my career, I was holding back the opportunity to help other little girls and little boys who've been through the same thing, and grown adults, because quite frankly, I think this happens far more than we want to admit. And it's not until we can talk about it and use our voices for good that we can fully heal. And so I decided to write the song Make You with my good friend Brandy Clark. And I launched my own foundation as a result from the song, because I feel like it's so important for me to put my money where my mouth is if I really, really feel something. And so the Make You movement focuses on disenfranchised youth, specifically survivors of sexual violence and domestic abuse. And I just want to help survivors know that they're not alone.
Outstanding. 2 thumbs way up, honestly. So cool, Lindsay. Something a little bit more on the lighter side. Let's talk about your YouTube channel. What is it? Living Well with Ell.
Living Well. So I started Living Well.
I love it.
Oh my gosh, it's so crazy. I don't know where my brain goes sometimes, but I started Living Well at the beginning of quarantine because, one, I thought I was going to lose it, not being able to play shows.
Yeah, like a lot of people, I know.
A long time. And the news cycle was just so heavy. Every time you turn on the news, it was just like a lot. It was a lot going on.
Oh,
and so I was like, I want to focus on the few positive news stories that are out there and talk about that. And so I started Living Well as just like a way to be positive and talk to some of my friends and interview them about what's going good in their quarantine and talk about positive news. And since then, I've grown it. It's still all about positivity, but I've grown it into the direction where I can talk about, my foundation, the Make You movement, and bring on. I'm really passionate about what they're doing and things that I'm really passionate about to hopefully do a lot of good from it too. So I'm excited. The whole brand will grow.
It's really cool. It's funny. I just saw, like, at the beginning, you hold this sign, the Living Well, and you just whip it around this thing.
It's so cheesy.
The artist I saw you have one of the interviews with was Carly Pierce. It was so good.
Thank you. So yeah, Carly's a good friend of mine. She's so sweet, and I just love her to death. And she is in the process of recording some epic new music. She just had her second #1, and so I'm so proud of her.
She was the last artist I saw live here in Canada, in Toronto, just before the pandemic, and she was awesome.
Amazing.
Well, let's talk about quickly. I don't want to hold you up. I know you're busy. CCMA nods for Female Artist of the Year and Interactive Artist of the Year. Congratulations.
Thank you. I'm so excited. I love the CCMA so much. I mean, that has been the award show that has grown up with me, you know, and it's always just so surreal and such an honor to be nominated and a part of these shows and a part of the events. And so it's going to be a little bit different this year, granted everything going on, but I'm so happy that we can still have it.
We're so looking forward to having you here. We're supposed to be in Hamilton this year. Like,
I know, it's so sad, but yeah, exactly. We'll have it next year. Don't worry.
Exactly. We'll get there next year. So you answered my next question. I asked on a scale of 1 to 10, how important are achievement awards to you? Obviously pretty big.
Yeah, I mean, they mean a lot as far as like moving forward in your career. It's a lot more of like a perception thing versus, you know, award shows are just handing out awards, but it means so much from a, you know, even validation standpoint of like, we work so hard sometimes and put our heads down and go. And award shows are sometimes this nice spot where you can pick your head up and be like, oh yeah,
okay.
Where I am.
It's like a verification, like you said, things are going the way I want them.
It's nice to remember that.
Of all the special moments you've had since you started 10 years ago, moving to Nashville, everything that's gone on, one of the things, the moments that I remember you, I think it was the ACM Awards, and you were with Luke Bryan, What Makes You Country, and you come down this aisle and you are shredding the guitar wearing like an Elvis glittery suit. I will never forget that. I want to ask you, what is Lindsay Ell's best day/moment ever of your career to this point?
There's been so many incredible moments. Yeah, that moment was awesome. It was the top of the CMA Awards, and I'd never been a part of a show opener before. Like for an award show of that size, and standing backstage before the CMA Awards, it's like rocking, man. Like everybody's getting around, you have contestants, you have like everybody's management team, and it's just like, okay, this is a lot. And then at the countdown, and then 60 seconds, and 30 seconds, and being part of the opening piece is just, it's really intense and so incredible as well. So that was amazing. I also got to play at the NFL draft when it was in Nashville.
Saw that. That was so cool.
It was the biggest crowd I've ever played in front of. It was 200,000 people. And I remember walking out on stage. You couldn't even see the back of the crowd because it went so far. There was like 4 stage delays down Broadway in Nashville. And it's just like such an exhilarating feeling playing for that many people. And, you know, it was NFL draft. It was so exciting. And so it was a really good day.
Do you follow a particular NFL team, Lindsay?
Yeah, the Minnesota Vikings.
Are you serious?
Oh yeah, because my brother was a huge Vikings fan growing up. He loved Randy Moss growing up. And so he would always just have Vikings games. I mean, obviously Stampeders on Blue and True.
I got that, CFL, that's right.
Yes, exactly. And then, yeah, the Vikings. Sean would always be just watching Vikings games. And so I just became a fan through him because that's the only team he watched.
I'm from Northwest Ontario, border of Minnesota. I've been a Vikings fan since this high, and that's a long time ago. Brand Tarkington, like you said, Randy Moss, all the others. So we're diehard Viking fans up here.
I love it. Well, we can meet there for sure.
All right. Speaking of Calgary, I'll get you out of here in this one. The Flames are in the NHL playoffs. How are they going to do, man?
They are going to do incredibly. I'm so proud of my Flames. I mean, I will be a Blue and True fan with the Flames as well. Moving from a hockey town to a hockey town is like, it's awesome because you have cities who are just so passionate about hockey, which is so.
Oh my gosh, I know.
But it is difficult. When the Flames play the Preds, I still cheer for the Flames. I mean, I'm a hometown girl, and I will always be loyal. And so they're going to do amazing. Go Flames, go!
Go Flames, go! All right, Lindsay, thank you for doing this. I really appreciate it. Good luck with the new album, Heart Theory. I know it's going to be a smash.
Thank you so much for having me.
Awesome. And Heart Theory drops August 14th. And make sure you be listening, everybody, for the KX 94.7 New Music Weekend to score your own copy. Thank you, Lindsay.